welcome to the Tech Life Well podcast. We're delighted to have you with us,
where we make technology simple, thoughtful, and useful. For more insights and episodes, visit techlifewell.com.
Welcome to the Tech Life Well podcast, hosted by Theo Hale and Aria Wells.
Today we're looking at a massive shift in the tech world, and it has nothing to do with hardware. It's all about language.
We're talking about vibe coding.
Exactly. A concept that has just exploded, going from a social media trend all the way to the Collins Dictionary Word of the Year for 2025.
It's such a fascinating topic because it just fundamentally changes who gets to build software.
Right.
We aren't talking about a new programming language here. We're talking about a method where you focus on the ideas, the vibes, and you let an AI handle all the syntax.
All the semicolons, all the logic. It empowers creativity and speed in a way we've just never seen before.
It just lowers the barrier to entry completely.
It does. But, and this is the big but we're going to get into, it also introduces some pretty significant questions.
That's security, I imagine.
Security, reliability, and, what it even means to be a developer in 2026.
I have to admit, when I first heard vibe coding, I thought it was a Spotify playlist genre or something.
A lot of people did.
But it's the word of the year. I mean, that's a meteoric rise.
It really is. And get this, it beat out terms like brain rot and clanker to take that top spot.
Wow.
And I think the reason it resonated so strongly is that it really captures a specific cultural moment. We're at this point where AI is finally good enough to understand our intent.
Even if we don't speak its language.
Even if we don't speak the machine's language.
So for you listening, if you're picturing people coding while meditating with crystals, let's get a bit more specific. What is this in practice?
At its core, vibe coding is writing software using natural language, so mostly English and AI tools.
Without actually writing the code yourself.
Or even understanding it necessarily. You're managing the vibe of the app. You tell the AI, make it look more modern, or add a bouncing ball here.
And the AI just spits out the JavaScript or Python to make that happen.
That's the idea.
It's the ultimate shortcut, isn't it? You skip the whole learning to code part and you go straight to building the app.
Precisely. But, as any engineer will tell you, shortcuts almost always come with a cost.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Yeah.
We need to go back to the origin story here because this term didn't just appear out of thin air. It has a very specific birthday.
It does. February 2nd, 2025. That was the day Andrej Karpathy posted on X.
And for anyone who doesn't know the name, Karpathy is a huge deal.
Oh, yeah. Former director of AI at Tesla, co-founder of OpenAI. When he talks about AI, people listen.
They take notes.
They do. And his post was a bit of a bombshell. He described this new workflow where, and I'm quoting him here, you fully give in to the vibes, embrace exponentials, and forget that the code even exists.
Forget that the code even exists. That is such a wild thing for a top-tier software engineer to say.
It is.
It's like a race car driver saying, forget the engine, just hold the steering wheel.
That's a great analogy. Karpathy talked about using voice commands through a tool called Super Whisper with an AI editor called Cursor Composer.
So he's not even typing, he's just talking to his computer.
Just talking, decrease the padding, fix that bug, change the color scheme, things like that.
And the part that really got me was how he dealt with errors. Normally, an error message pops up. It's this moment of shame. You messed up.
Right, you have to go investigate, figure it out.
But in this workflow, Karpathy said he just copies the error message.
And pastes it right back into the AI.
Without even reading the diffs, the changes to the code.
No review. He just tells the AI, it broke, fix it, and then he accepts whatever it generates next.
He kind of downplayed it, right? He said it was not too bad for throwaway weekend projects.
He did, but the internet did not see it that way. They saw a revolution.
They ran with it.
They really did. Within 4 weeks, by March 1st, 2025, Merriam-Webster had added vibe coding as a slang term.
A month. From a tweet to the dictionary in less than a month.
That speed is just unprecedented.
It really speaks to how many people feel locked out of the tech world, doesn't it?
I think so.
There's this huge pent-up desire to build things, but learning Python is a massive wall.
And vibe coding promised to just smash that wall down. It promised that the hottest new programming language was just English.
Yeah.
And that's a very seductive promise.
Okay, so let's walk through the actual workflow. If I decide I'm going to vibe code an app today, how is that different from what a traditional developer does?
Well, the traditional flow is very logic-based. You plan your data structures, you write your functions, you debug line by line.
Meticulous.
Very. The vibe loop is much simpler. It's prompt, generate, run, refine.
Prompt, generate, run, refine.
That's it. It's a conversation. A code first, refine later mindset. All you care about is the output. Does the app do what I want?
If yes, great. If no, you just prompt again.
Exactly. You're basically treating your code editor like a chat window.
And the tools for this have gotten so good. We're not just talking about pasting some code from ChatGPT to a text file anymore.
No, these are fully integrated environments now. You have things like Replit Agent, Lovable.dev, Bolt.new, and underneath it all, you have these incredibly powerful models like Claude 3.7 Sonnet.
I saw a mention of extended thinking in Claude 3.7. That sounds a little sci-fi. What does that actually do?
It's a huge development. Extended thinking just means the AI doesn't start spitting out code immediately.
It thinks.
Takes a moment to think, to reason through the architecture of what you're asking for before it starts writing. It plans the house before it lays the bricks.
Which is something a good human developer does, but AI used to be terrible at.
Terrible. And then tools like Replit's Agent go even further. They can handle the really boring, difficult stuff.
Like what?
Like setting up a database, handling user logins, deploying the app to the web, all that stuff.
That's huge. I mean, setting up the database is usually where my weekend projects go to die.
You and millions of other people. By removing all that friction, we're seeing this rise of what's being called software for one.
Software for one. I love that.
It's the idea that software is becoming so cheap and easy to make that you can just build disposable, hyper-personalized tools for yourself.
Like Karpathy building a battleship game just to play it for an hour.
Exactly, or a custom text reader just for him. All in under an hour. We saw another great example of a parent building an interactive storytelling app for their child, just over a weekend.
It's like arts and crafts, but with software.
It is. And Replit put out a report noting that 82% of businesses have developer shortages.
So this is filling a real gap.
It lets non-technical people, these citizen developers, bridge that gap. Suddenly, your marketing manager can build a tool to track leads without waiting 6 months for the IT department.
Okay, that all sounds completely utopian. But here's where it gets really interesting for me. And by interesting, I mean potentially disastrous.
Right.
We know AI hallucinates. We know it makes mistakes. If I'm just vibing and accepting all the changes, what is happening to the code underneath it all?
And that brings us to the reality check. There's this concept in software called entropy, and vibe coding can lead to massive structural entropy.
Structural entropy. That sounds like the building is about to collapse.
In a digital sense, it just might. The app can look perfectly fine on the outside. You know, the buttons click, the windows open.
Inside.
Inside, the code can be a horror show. We're talking duplicated loops, unused variables, files scattered everywhere, logic that looks like a bowl of spaghetti.
So it's a beautiful facade, but if you poke it too hard, your hand goes right through the wall.
That's the perfect way to put it. And this leads to the debugging paradox.
The debugging paradox.
It is incredibly fun to build with vibe coding because you see results instantly, but it is an absolute nightmare to fix.
Because you didn't write it.
Yeah.
You don't understand it.
You have no idea what's going on. There was that user in our sources who said they spent 4 days debugging. Just a few minor changes.
4 days?
Yeah, because they had no idea what the code base the AI generated was actually doing. When the AI makes a logical mistake and you can't read code, you are helpless.
And just back to pasting error messages and hoping for the best.
Exactly. And it's not just messy code. The security risks here are real.
Okay, let's get into that.
If you're just clicking accept all without reading the code, you might be accepting hard-coded API keys.
Which is basically like leaving the keys to your house taped to the front door for hackers.
Right. Or you could be introducing things like SQL injection vulnerabilities.
Which lets a hacker trick your database into giving up all your user data.
And the AI just writes that in. Sometimes. Look, the AI is trained on all the code on the internet.
Including all the bad code.
Including all the bad, insecure code. If it picks up a bad pattern and you don't catch it, it goes straight into your app. There was that one incident with an AI-generated web game that went viral.
Oh, I remember this.
Huge success on the surface. But researchers found a severe cross-site scripting vulnerability in it, an XSS flaw.
So anyone playing that game was putting their browser security at risk?
Potentially, yes. And then in March 2025, there was a vulnerability discovered called the rules file backdoor.
And that affected the big tools.
It affected major tools like GitHub Copilot and Cursor. If you're just vibing and not auditing, you are opening doors you don't even know exist.
This brings up a really important distinction because professional developers use AI tools all the time.
They do.
But are they vibe coding? Or is there a difference between using the tool and just surrendering to it?
That is the crucial distinction. Simon Willison, who's a really prominent developer and thinker in this space, he draws a very clear line between AI-assisted programming and vibe coding.
And what's the difference, according to him?
It all comes down to review and understanding. Willison argues that if you review the code, you understand what it's doing, and then you commit it, that's engineering.
You're using the AI as a force multiplier, a superpowered typewriter.
Exactly. But if you just click accept all, you hope for the best, and you have no idea what the code actually says, that's vibe coding.
So it's about intent. Are you the captain of the ship or are you just a passenger?
And it's about the stakes, right? Willison's big concern is using that hope for the best approach for production software. Vibe coding a throwaway weekend project is fine.
But a banking app, a healthcare portal.
That's just dangerous.
Speaking of high stakes, surely the corporate world isn't just letting their teams vibe code critical infrastructure.
Or are they? Because these productivity numbers are hard to ignore.
The adoption is staggering. Absolutely staggering. Gary Tan, the CEO of Y Combinator.
The biggest startup accelerator in the world.
Right. He reported that 95% of the startup code bases in their recent batches are AI generated.
95%. That's effectively the entire next generation of tech companies.
It is.
Yeah.
And big business is right there with them, just with a bit more structure. Adidas ran a pilot with 700 developers. They saw a 30% productivity gain.
That's a huge number.
It is. And Booking.com, they implemented a framework that saved them 150,000 developer hours.
150,000. You can see why companies are rushing in. But I noticed something really interesting in the timeline. We talked about Karpathy coining vibe coding in early 2025.
Right.
But a year later, February 2026, he kind of changed his tune.
He did, and this is where the trend gets really interesting. Karpathy came out and said that vibe coding is now passé. Passé. It was the word of the year, and a month later, it's old news.
The tech world moves fast.
What replaced it? What's the new term?
He introduced the term agentic engineering.
Agentic engineering. Okay, that sounds much more professional. How is that different?
It's the maturation of the idea. Vibe coding was about forgetting the code exists. It was this kind of careless, magical process.
Right.
Agentic engineering is about moving from that careless prompting to acting as a strategic orchestrator.
So you're not a wizard anymore, you're a manager.
That's it, exactly. You're managing a team of AI agents. You provide the oversight, the scrutiny, the architecture.
You're directing your digital interns? You have to check their work before it goes out the door.
That's the perfect analogy. In vibe coding, you hope the AI gets it right. In agentic engineering, you verify the AI got it right. It's a shift from magic to management.
That makes so much more sense. It feels like the industry's growing up a bit. So for you listening right now, thinking, I have an app idea, I want to try this, but you don't want to create a security nightmare, what's the advice?
The sources have some really practical tips here. First, and most importantly, start with low-stakes projects.
Don't build a medical records database for your first project.
Please don't. Build a tool for yourself. Build a little game. Build something where if it breaks, nobody gets hurt.
Right.
Second, use sandboxing.
What does that actually look like for an average user?
Tools like Claude Artifacts are great for this. They run the code in a lockdown environment, a sandbox. It prevents accidents. The code can't just reach out and delete files on your computer. It's a safety net.
And what if you do have that $1 million idea and you want to build it for real?
Then you need a vibe check.
A vibe check.
It's a term that's gaining traction. If you're building something for other people, you have to get an experienced developer to review the architecture.
So even if you generated 90% of it with AI, you still need human eyes on the security and the structure.
It's non-negotiable.
It really feels like the human element hasn't disappeared at all. It's just changed shape.
That's the most important takeaway from all of this. The AI writes the syntax, it handles the semicolons, but the human, you, provide the taste, the vision, the actual vibes.
The new skill isn't typing Python.
No, it's communicating your intent clearly and managing complexity.
So in a way, English really has become the new programming language. You just have to be very, very good at speaking it precisely.
Precisely. The ambiguity of human language is now the biggest bug we have to deal with.
That is such a cool way to put it. Ambiguity is the new bug.
It is. If you aren't clear, the AI will guess. And when the AI guesses, that's where you get security holes and spaghetti code.
So what does this all mean for the future? A few years down the line, are we all developers?
I think we're all creators. The barrier between I have an idea and I have a product has never been thinner. But it also means we need to be more critical consumers of technology. We have to understand that just because something works on the surface doesn't mean it's sound underneath.
It's a brave new world. I want to leave you with a thought to mull over. If software becomes as easy to generate as a text message, if you can just speak an app into existence while you're making your morning coffee, does software lose its value? Or does the value shift entirely to the idea behind it? Are we entering an era where everyone is a creator, or are we just becoming managers of digital interns?
That is the billion-dollar question.
Thanks for listening. Follow Tech Life Well podcast channel for more helpful episodes.